monitor those staff or employees or people who you are contracting with to make sure that they're doing the job they're contracted to do.
Okay. Excuse me that I left for a little while, but I'm back, so thank you. You know, the issue, it has to do with how you manage a snowstorm. And let me just start by saying that Blizzard Nemo was an example of how a highway department should not manage a snowstorm. There was no leadership in the highway department, there was no planning in the highway department, and the whole execution of the operation failed because there was no planning and no leadership. With that said, though, what you're describing is not only a symptom of that storm, but it can happen in other storms as well. And you know, what happens is in a snowstorm, when you plan ahead, you look at what your resources are, and then you look to the outside for help. You look for vendors to assist the town. When the highway department hired vendors in the past, they would bring the vendors in, they would inspect the trucks, the equipment to make sure it was safe, make sure that they had all their right inspections and that kind of thing. But they would never test the operators. They would never actually put them in the truck and see if they could actually plow. And to what degree, you know, you're laughing, but that's true. So what I'm proposing, I guess to answer your question directly, is that we have to have training in the highway department. There is not enough training. People not only in snowplows, but people who are given different positions in the highway department. They will take a job posting because that's the way it's done in the highway department. The jobs are posted and the senior person gets the position. They give them a set of keys and they give them a new vehicle, and they never actually help them to see if they know how to drive that equipment. So training is so necessary on every level. So I would say that that would be the first step. So as they inspect the truck, they should make sure that that operator can also operate the equipment. And the streets are appropriate for his type of vehicle and all of that. A plow, pickup truck cannot handle what a payloader would do. Right, I couldn't think of the word. It's 9 o'clock. What a payloader could do. But, you know, so you really have to be on top of that operation. And from being there, I can certainly see how that we could make through.
Debbie, I know you asked that question of the candidates for highway, but I was impelled to run because of that blizzard. Because throughout my career as a teacher, department chair, and county legislator, I believe that my role as a public servant was a role as a leader. And I saw a vacuum in leadership during that blizzard. Now, some will say that the supervisor had nothing to do with that particular event. Well, according to state law, the CEO of the county, when there is no city manager, is the county supervisor. The person who has to be responsible for emergency preparedness and disaster relief. And in that capacity, I've been talking to people about systems that should be in place in any kind of disaster relief where you know that there is coordination among the departments of the town, so that intra-town and inter, where the town is communicating with the state, with the county, with the first responders, all of that communication must be in place. And